Hey, everybody. Hey, as you can see, I got Tugboat here, and he is laying down on the job again, I tell you. But I will let you know also that if I do yell the word Shazam, he turns into a super dog, and he flies away and fights crime. Don't you there, buddy? Yes. And he fights crime with his powerful wrinkles and his massive amounts of drool. Yes. So, yeah, he doesn't always lay down on the job. He likes to fight crime and look out for you, the people, okay? But enough about that, all right? Let's get into this Shazam Fury of the Gods episode of Movies Merica. All right, let's do it.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Hey there, my movie maniacs, my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Welcome into the latest episode of Movies Merica. You have earned a place, a spot, a seat at the Movies Merica round table, yes. So, come on in and enjoy the spoils of joining me for this Shazam Fury of the Gods edition of Movies Merica, okay? I am honored, I'm thrilled that you are here joining me, all right? But I'm sure what you're saying right now is enough of the platitudes there, buddy.
Let's go, I'm bored, let's go.
All right, let's get to Shazam Fury of the Gods, all right? And you know what? I gotta agree. I'd be lying, okay? I'm sick of me yammering, and
Let's go, I'm bored, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to shut up now. All right. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So the lowdown on this movie is, obviously, it's after the first Shazam movie. And Shazam and his childhood friends all have got the powers that have been bestowed upon them by the wizard, played by Djimon Hounsou. I believe I'm saying that right, in the first movie. And so him and I think it's his 4 or 5 childhood friends, you know, they have all these powers. Like one's really fast, like Flash. The other one's flies around. Another one can zap people, that kind of thing. So Shazam's got super strength and can fly around, all that, okay? And so since the last movie, they have been going around and trying to be superheroes in Philadelphia, but failing miserably, yes. So they have failed so miserably that they have been dubbed with a dishonorable name of, I believe it's the Philadelphia Fiascos or the Philly Fiascos or something like that. And no, that's not the name of the new Philadelphia hockey team. That is the name that has been given by the good brothers and sisters of the city of brotherly love. They have been called the Philly Fiascos, these superheroes that are trying to do feats of daring do and superhero skill around the greater Philadelphia metropolitan area. And so that's where we're at. And then the villains, because every movie, especially superhero movies, have to have a villain, or villains in this case. And so you've got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu playing the daughters of Atlas, and they may or may not have another sister in this movie. If I were to tell you, well, particularly tell you who it is, that would be a massive spoiler right there, a Thanos-sized spoiler. Oh, wait, that's the Marvel. That's MCU. a Black Adam-sized spoiler. There we go. And so the premise of the movie is Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu and maybe somebody else comes down to, and they're up to no good. And it puts Shazam, or Billy is his name in real life as a kid, Billy. It puts him and his friends in a tough spot, and they have to save the world and all that stuff and fly around and do all kinds of superhero crap that we've seen a whole lot, okay? And so that is, I'm not going to give you any more about Shazam Fury of the Gods than that, okay? If you want to go learn the rest, go see the movie, and you can learn more. But, yeah, this is, I think, the second to the last movie in the old, I guess, in the Snyderverse DCEU era. And so this is kind of like the superhero version of Dead Man Walking. And, we'll see where, the DCEU goes, or the DC Entertainment Universe goes after this. But yeah, it's Shazam, and yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking in this segment. I'm just gonna go right out and say it. This movie is very forgettable. In fact, I had to, right after I left the movie, in order to remember what movie I saw, I had to actually look at my phone and look at the ticket on my phone to see what movie I had just seen. That's how fast I forgot about Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And speaking of forgettable, there is a scene towards the beginning of this movie where they outright rip off Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Peter, I'm a pediatrician. Have you noticed you're sitting on a fire truck? Right. Little kids?
It takes place in a pediatrician office. And right when I saw it, to most people, it wouldn't aggravate them, even the ones that caught what they had done, what the writers of this movie had done. And most people would be like, oh, God. Me, I was pissed. I was like, oh, so this is what I'm in store for with this movie. I am about to watch 2 hours plus of lazy writing. Lazy, like just lounging around, laying on their fat butts on the couch, scratching their big gut, not even energetic enough to get up and change the channel from some crappy infomercial. That kind of lazy writing in this. That's what that foretold to me. That was giving me a warning of what I was about to see for the rest of the movie. I mean, you can't tell me that there's not a writer out there in Hollywood, like a brand new writer that hasn't been given a chance yet, that is still hungry, that is still ambitious, that they couldn't get to write this movie. I mean, I guarantee it, out in Hollywood, I mean, Hollywood is where a bunch of people from around the country, around the nation, around the world congregate. They just go right into Hollywood because they think they have a chance. They want to make a big chance, or they want to make a shot, or make an imprint on Hollywood as writers, actors, actresses, whatever, right? Key grips. And so I know, and you know that there are writers out there that are hungry. Their stomach is growling for a chance to just to amaze, just to make people amazed at the movies again. To make a movie, to write a movie that has people jumping in their cars and driving 85 miles an hour through a school zone to go see. I mean, there's writers out there that are out there that want to do that, and instead they stick with these same writers that come up with the same dreck. They must be like, God, another movie I have to write. Oh, God, I'm so sick of constant work and a constant paycheck where I'm overpaid because of my union. Oh, God, another day of being able to go up to my posh mansion I've made from all my writing money for writing crappy scripts up in the Hollywood Hills with a beautiful view and a hot 25-year-old, and I'm 47 years old, she's rubbed my back because, oh, my God, my life sucks so bad. I got to write another movie called Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Honey, can you believe I got to write another? Oh, God. That's the kind of writers they have in this movie, and that ticks me off, all right, because I'm getting really sick of seeing crappy superhero movies. Not just movies, not crappy movies, crappy superhero movies. When I know damn well that there are hungry, starving writers out there that would do a 2,000% better job at movies like this, all right? So there's my rant, okay? Writers, at least go out there and just fake like you're doing it. You know, fire up ChatGPT and ask it to write a sequel script to the movie Shazam with some new villains in it. At least do that, okay? Respect the audience that much. Rant over. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is soaked in Taste the Rainbow marketing, propaganda, and borderline grooming in more than a couple of ways. There's a shameless marketing tie-in to Skittles in particular when the Shazam clan discovers that they can lure a particular set of mythological creatures with, guess what? Skittles, yes. And it reminded me of, and so, I mean, it may not be as bad as I'm making it sound here, but it reminded me of like E.T. and Reese's Pieces in that. So, but at least with E.T., that was a good movie, and it kind of fit more organically into the story than the Skittles thing does in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. But yeah, it is a shameless plug for Skittles, but it's not that bad. But I mean, hey, God bless capitalism, right? I mean, I'm sure you're enjoying it right now. I mean, couch you're sitting on, car you're driving, wherever you're at, stuff that you just bought. Hey, I mean, it's you're living in America, home of the free, land of the brave, home of the capitalism. So I don't mind a little capitalism being practiced in this movie with the Skittles, but it is one part of the rainbow theme that we have in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. And another rainbow theme that they decided to go with in this movie is that the DC filmmakers decided to use yet another DC property to shove their rainbow propaganda down kids' throats. No pun intended, of course. They have a character in this where they imply, that he's gay towards the beginning of the movie, and then in the middle of the movie they outright just say, "Oh yeah, this kid's gay." So it's basically it makes this movie yet another rainbow after school special, kind of like Eternals did with in the MCU here. It's basically like, "Hey kids, it's okay to be gay." And you know what? With the next movie, we're going to say it's okay to fillet, as in fillet your body parts. Get ready. Yo, 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 it's about that time. Yes, everybody. Hey, welcome to Movies Merica. Okay. And this is the time where I ask you to like this video and subscribe to this video. All right. Yeah. And then hit that notification bell down there. You want to. All the cool kids are doing it. And you're super cool, right? You're groovy cool. And so because of that, you're going to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when a brand new, super cool, squeaky clean, just out of the car wash episode of Movies Merica, brand new to you, is ready just for you personally, all right? And also, get into that comment section down below, all right? Get in that comment section. I want to hear from you, okay? All right? I want to hear what you think of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Did you like it? Did you not? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? All right, or give me a thumbs up in the comments. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything more than that. Just let me know if you like it with a thumbs up. No one's asking you to write a Stephen King novel in the comments. No, you don't have to do that. Not at all. Okay. And then if you're just listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, go ahead and give me a 5-star rating if you would. That would be fantastic. If you're feeling charitable and generous, you know what? You want to make it a really, really early Christmas for yours truly, definitely do that, okay? So I would most appreciate that, okay? And also, hey, don't forget, we have got the tdpn.locals.com website. And you may be asking, it's a website. It's another website. Why do I want to go to another website? Why do you want to go to this website? I will tell you why you want to go to this website, okay? We have got articles, videos, blogs. Let me try to get blogs that you won't see anywhere else, and you are going to want to see this stuff, okay? You are going to want to. You know what? You don't have to take my word for it, because I'm sure right now you're like, yeah, right, man. You're just saying that because you're trying to get us to go to your website, all right? Hey, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Go to tdpn.locals.com. Check it out for yourself. I do the same thing. You know what? I'd be skeptical too. So go check out that website. Again, it's TDPN, as in Till Death Podcast Network, .locals.com. All right. And, you know, if you want to support the network, Till Death Podcast Network, support me and Ian and Sean, who are all bringing content for you. If you want to support us, you can support us for as low as $3 a month. Okay, that's $36. Okay, $36. That's like one Starbucks coffee. Okay, that's a little bit more than one Starbucks coffee. Okay, okay, that's an order of cheese sticks at TGI Fridays. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Okay, so that's $36 a year. Okay, $3 a month, nice and cheap. Okay, very cheap. Even I would spend that. All right, I'm a cheapskate. Okay, but if you go there and you enter in promo code TDPN, as in Till Death Podcast Network. So if you enter in promo code TDPN, you get a month free. Yeah, as Matt Damon would say, how you like them apples? Yeah. All right, hey. Let's get on with the show. What we have here are writers for yet another superhero movie thinking all they have to do is soak the script in some quippy Marvel marinade, and that is going to pass off as a good script. Nope, I don't think so. And one instance of that, one example of that is that the dialogue for Zachary Levi, who plays the adult Shazam, or plays Shazam, it was quirky and charming and endearing in the first Shazam movie. I mean, even towards the end of that movie, you start to get a little old. Okay, I get it. Shazam is big meets Superman, right? It's Tom Hanks and big meets Superman, and gee whiz, I'm a kid, but I'm trapped in the body of this big, hunky superhero body, No. So, I mean, it's funny for about an hour and a half, and then, then you better do something to make it stay interesting, right? But the writers in this here, yeah, they, like I was ranting about earlier, the script just doesn't give Zachary Levi much to work with, okay? And they probably did, they probably typed in, okay, write a Shazam sequel for that has new villains in it, and that's that's what Chat GPT spit out, is this dialogue that we hear from Zachary Levi, and where he's just trying to be witty and talk like a teenager would, I guess. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a teenager, so wow, how would I know what a teenager talks nowadays? Yeah, he makes lame little jokes. And the weird thing is that Zachary Levi, okay, he sounds more like an immature little kid when he's in the Zachary Levi adult Shazam body. He just sounds like a goofball, like a idiotic, bubble-headed goofball. But then when he's Billy, the high schooler, right? He sounds more mature. He sounds like more of an adult when he's in his kid form. I just don't get that. That just doesn't make any sense. So this lacks consistency. But again, it's just another side effect of writers that don't deserve this job, whatsoever. But they know somebody who knows somebody. They've done some other stuff that somebody thinks is good. And so they've done enough work where, yeah, they're just phoning this in, and they're just disrespecting you, disrespecting me, disrespecting all moviegoers to this. And, this movie is probably why James Gunn was like, all right, this is the DCEU that you've been, slopping out into the bowls of everybody. Yeah, no wonder he just wanted to scrap the whole thing. Now, I don't mind a love story being in a movie when it's seems natural and organic in it. The only time that I don't like it is when it seems to be desperately crazy glued into a movie. You know, lazily slapped onto a movie, like slapping a Shazam sticker onto a backpack. You get, in this movie, you get the tired trope of a kid getting picked on in high school in the hallway, you know, by the lockers. And you got your high school bullies, you know, picking on him. And then the beautiful girl falling for the kid that's getting picked on by the bullies, and that blossoming into something else. And we've seen that a bunch of times. I mean, it'd be sweet, right? But we've seen it a bunch of times, and the writers of this movie aren't interested at all at giving us something new and fresh and innovative, right? Treading new ground. No, they just go back to the same old well of what we've seen before. And yeah, it's getting really old. And I know that it seems like I'm harping on the writers of this movie, and that's because I intend to. And that's my intention. Yes. They deserve it. Okay. You blew it! And so it's just that you deserve better. I deserve better than seeing this in this movie. And I like I said, I mean, we've seen it a bunch of times before. And I mean, hello, Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Need I say more? Righto, yes, it is brew review time, and it's time to learn a little bit about that thing we call beer. Beer here in the Grand Isle of the UK. You shut up over there. Shut up. Oh, yeah, I have a right. I want you getting buggered over there. You little wanker. Okay. Sorry about that. Apologies. Okay. So, we are going to check out a little old speckled hen. Yes, old speckled hen from Oxfordshire here in the UK. Yes. And let me grab this over here. Oh, yes. That's the spot. Oh, yes. The old speckled hen. And this is an English pale ale. And it is so good. It's so refreshing, okay? And the old speckled hen, you may be wondering and fancy a definition on the old speckled hen. And the old speckled hen is a reference to an old car, okay? This brew was brewed originally to commemorate the construction of the MG, a car back in the day called the MG, and the spare car, the old beater that they used to drive around, was called the old speckled hen, hence the name of this right proper brew here, okay? Well, I fancy a go on this beer, so just a moment. Extraordinary. Very good. All right. Enough of that. Cheerio. These Shazam Fury of the Gods characters aren't even going to be around probably for much longer. They're not going to be around, really, I don't think, in the brand new DCEU that James Gunn and Peter Safran are starting up, okay, to be quite honest. This is one of the last movies that is going to come out as part of the soon-to-be put-to-rest pre-James Gunn era, or this era is commonly known as the Snyderverse, part of the DCEU, the chapter of the DCEU. I mean, MCU has phases, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. And DCEU, they're not quite as organized. They just have the Snyderverse, and then now, pretty soon, they're going to have like the James Gunn, Peter Safran, whatever they're going to call it, the Gunniverse maybe, I don't know. And it's supposed to kick off, like the first movie that's supposed to kick that off is a James Gunn directed Superman Legacy movie, or a movie called Superman Legacy, where it's going to be about a younger Superman. And so that's the reason, supposedly, why James Gunn gave Henry Cavill the boot, kicked him to the curb.
Kick the beat. Wow.
So yeah. So they're starting out the new DCEU era. Great. Starting it out just fantastically. Yes. But all that to say is, yeah, so these characters, since these this movie is part of a DCEU phase that's going the way of the dinosaur. These characters that you're seeing in this movie, if you watch this movie, the characters you see in this movie are probably dead and gone. You'll never see them again in this. And, movies like this, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, are so excellent.
Pardon me?
So fantastic.
Pardon me?
That James Gunn took a look at this movie and the rest of the DCEU, and he said, you know what? We got to scrap this whole thing. What are you guys doing? Gotta kill this thing, man. This is like a turd that we gotta flush down, and we gotta start this whole thing over. Wow. That doesn't bode well for the product, including Shazam Fury of the Gods, that the DCEU has puked out up to this point, with a few exceptions. Aquaman, Wonder Woman, those two movies were good. But other than that, I can't think of a DC movie that I thought was good. And don't even come at me with Man of Steel. Okay? All right? Respect yourself. Don't make yourself look stupid and come at me like, Man of Steel was good. No, it wasn't. Okay? The soundtrack was great. The Hans Zimmer Man of Steel soundtrack, chef's kiss. But the movie itself, yeah, was a giant runny turd. Okay? But yeah, and then also, they didn't announce a new Shazam movie as part of the new movie lineup, because James Gunn did announce the upcoming movies in this brand new DCEU universe, and no Shazam movie was announced, no Wonder Woman movie was announced, and that may or may not be relevant when it's related to Shazam 2. These filmmakers thought bringing in acting legend and Oscar winner Helen Mirren would give this movie some credibility. Okay, we're talking Helen Mirren. She won an Oscar for playing, I believe, Queen Elizabeth in the movie The Queen. I remember her way back in 1981 when she was in Excalibur. You guys remember that movie? If you haven't seen Excalibur, I know I said it came out in 1981. Maybe in 1981, it'd still be like 20 years until you're born. Okay, maybe you're that young. But don't let the fact that it came out in 1981 scare you, okay? Go check out Excalibur and Helen Mirren in it, okay? But seeing Helen Mirren in this movie and then remembering fondly all the movies that I've seen her in just reminded me how sad it is that these legendary actors feel they have to be in these movies just to keep the electricity on in their mansions and on their yachts. I mean, we're talking about great actors like Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Pierce Brosnan, Russell Crowe, Jeremy Irons. I mean, those are just a few of these legendary, iconic actors, that we see in these DCEU and MCU movies. And it just boggles my mind because, I mean, I would think that they would pick these movies a little bit more, with a little bit more care, right? With a little bit more consideration. They'd look at the screenplays. And I know these are seasoned actors. I know they see these screenplays and are like, God, these are crap. What's that, honey? What's it? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got to do this movie because we'll have to sell our mansion on the French Riviera. All right, yeah, I'll do this movie. So it's aggravating. I mean, these are megawatt stars that had movie celebrity eras that were as hot as the surface of 1,000 suns, and it occurred over a course of decades. I mean, we're talking. I mean, listen to these movie titles here. We've got like Fatal Attraction, Wall Street, Basic Instinct, Scarface, Dangerous Minds, Batman Returns, GoldenEye, Dante's Peak, Die Another Day, L.A. Confidential, Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, Oscar-winning A Beautiful Mind, Reversal of Fortune, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Dead Ringers. I mean, these are movies that are in the filmography of these massive, legendary, iconic actors, and now they're just relegated in their golden years to just being bit little players that are just in the background. It's just sad. All right, movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics, you're still here, and I thank you for still being here, all right? I thank you for sticking out, especially after that last segment where I was kind of Johnny Raincloud, to be honest. I'll face it, okay? But, hey, I'm glad you're still here, and you know what? Let's all put a smile on our face, all right? No, I'm not going to do that creepy Joaquin Phoenix Joker thing where I do the. I'm not doing that, okay? Don't worry. But what I will do is I will ask you to like this video. So look on down there. Yep, right down there is a like button, and there's a subscribe button down there. You know, so it's brought to you by the letter S, okay, on this edition of Movies Merica. And we have the bell down there, the notification bell, right? So ring that bell, all right? You can ring that bell, okay? And then also get down in those comments, all right? Just get down with your bad self down in those comments. And, yeah, just reach out to me. I mean, you know what? Another thing that you can send me in the comments is, hey, if you think I could be doing something better, by all means, I don't do everything perfectly. I mean, I have no problem admitting that, all right? I could always use some tips, all right? Some tips. Like Robert Downey Jr., in Tropic Thunder, like, man, you looking shredded, man. You looking shredded. Can you give me some tips? Can you give me some tips? Yeah, I need some tips, all right? And also, if you're listening to me on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, we gotta watch that mic. Google Podcasts, yeah, give me a 5-star rating if you would. That'd be fantastic. And then zip on all the way to the very top of Apple Podcasts, and there's those 3 dots, the ellipsis, and just hit the follow the show. And you're going to get the brand new episodes downloaded to your phone, okay? But probably much better to watch these episodes on YouTube and Rumble, all right, and BitChute. That's the way the cool kids are doing it, all right, nowadays with this newfangled tech, okay? You don't want to just hear me. No. You want to see me. I get it. I know. Just look at this mug. Yeah, I don't have an inflated view of myself, do I? No, not at all. All right, hey, that's enough of that, and let's get on with the show. The CGI in this was laughably bad. Now, not to completely crap on this movie, I will say there's one exception to that, okay? And that is when the daughter of Atlas, Anthea, is able to move around the environment around her, like streets and buildings and cars and all that. She's able to just move them around to protect herself, to get out of some sticky situations, okay? And that CGI was adequate. However, the mythical creatures that show up in the third act of this movie are spit out your gum out of surprise bad. Okay, the CGI on those is terrible, as Charles Barkley would say, okay? And I know I've said it 1,000 times before, and I know I'll say it again for my reviews of the next 1,000 superhero movies, you know, but I am completely, totally, absolutely, unapologetically, involuntarily all CGI'd out, okay? It's to the point where after I watch a superhero movie, I crave watching a movie that is completely devoid of CGI, but that still holds my attention, right? That still engrosses me in it. Like The Shawshank Redemption, perfect example. Or Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Those are movies where they're devoid of CGI, okay? And they still have my eyes glued to the TV when I watch them, okay? And it's too bad that I have to do that, you know, but that's where we're at with superhero movies there, folks. That's where it is. And superhero movie filmmakers have to learn story first, CGI second. Not that hard, okay? All right. So, with that, that's my review, spoiler-free, of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. And I'm sure you've guessed what I think as far as whether or not you should go see this in the theater.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Or not. I would highly, highly recommend you don't go see this in theaters. Don't reward this movie with a trip to the theater. Show these filmmakers that produce these cinematic turds that you will not go see this movie just because it has DC or Marvel labeled on it, slapped on it, okay? I mean, I was just walking outside earlier, and there was a pile of dog crap out there. And I am not going to go out there and slap a sticker that says Marvel on that and expect you to go and gaze upon it. That's what the MCU expects you to do. They don't care about you, all right? They just want to produce content. They think of you as a drone to get you out to the theaters. You know, like they're hoping that you do what probably a lot of you do. Oh, it's got Marvel on it. It's got DC. All right, that's the only. I haven't seen a movie in like 6 months. I mean, because there wasn't any DC or Marvel movies. Okay, but I'm gonna go see this one because it's got Marvel on it. Okay, yay! That's what they think you do, and a lot of you do that. All right, they're called normies. Okay, not all normies do that. Okay, so but anyway, well, yeah. Well, after that very friendly message from me here, hey, why don't you go to tdpn.locals.com? Right now, you're probably giving me the single finger salute. You're like, yeah, forget your website. I ain't going there. But you know what? I kid because I care. I provide this advice because I care about you. I love you. I don't want to give you crap advice. I don't want to send you over to Marvel like some Marvel and DC movie critic shills, you know, we call them access media is what we call them. Okay, but they're shills. I'm not that. I will give you the straight up honest truth. If a movie is a dog turd, I will tell you it's a dog turd. And Shazam! Fury of the Gods is a dog turd. Okay, but hey, with that, hey, yeah, go to tdpn.locals.com and yeah, enter in promo code for promo code TDPN, and you get a free month. And you can join as low as $3 a month. Yeah, to get all kinds of goodies in that website, all right? Okay, so hey, let's wrap this up, all right? And like I always say, everybody, you know what? Get out there. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. Ciao.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got the popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here, down below. It's right down there. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right. Thanks for watching.